know what? Why don't you do an intro this time?
I don't want to do an intro. If I wanted to do an intro, I'd do my own damn podcast.
Okay, then you can do the outro.
Oh, boy. That's it. I'm out.
I'm done. I've had enough of this dang podcast. Responsibility
is where I draw the line.
Listen, you've lured me back in for one episode. You're supposed to have a new podcast. A new podcast host. Welcome everyone to episode number 5. It's really easy to count episode numbers because it's the months. We're in May now. Well,
Clever.
It will be May, but
I don't know if you planned that, but clever. I'm gonna give you credit for it. No matter
I'll take it. I'll take credit for anything people want to give me, as long as it's good. Yeah, my name is Josh, otherwise known as Creepleet. I'm here with my co-host Derek, otherwise known as Deej13.
Yeah.
Or Deege13.
I always say DEGE13 or 13. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Everyone knows you as Deege13 now.
Yeah. That's fine.
Doesn't matter what you say. So happy lockdown.
Yay.
I'm pretty much over this whole COVID thing, man. It was fun at first. Okay, we've had our fun. Everyone just needs to calm down. Let's get this over with.
Yeah, some people don't seem to have it quite as locked down as we do here.
Yeah.
Pretty much nobody seems to have it as locked down as we do here.
I mean, anyway. We probably do need it, but whatever.
Yeah. I almost wish this had just been done in the first place. That way we wouldn't have had to go back and forth and back and forth. That's
what everyone's been saying. But at the same time, let's be honest. If we had locked down this hard at the beginning, what would people have done then? What would the public reaction have been?
Yeah, the average person would have been a problem, but I would have been completely fine. This is what we've been doing basically the whole time. Yeah. It was where they opened up the thrift stores. We went to thrift stores a few times, and that's as far as we went. Right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. We haven't been doing anything different, right? It's just been, we still don't really see anybody. We don't I go to stores if I have to go to stores, but it's not like you can. They've gone so far, like they've blocked off aisles now. Like that's.
Yeah. Like or they'll just block off the items and say you can't purchase the ones that are non-essential.
Yeah.
Here.
And I have a bit of a bone to pick with that because it's not up to anyone else to decide what is essential and not essential to anyone else.
Yeah.
Because when this first started,
potato chips are not essential. But
you can buy them because they're free.
Yeah, but you can buy them. Yeah.
For instance, when the lockdown hit, obviously because I'm still working, even though everyone else is working from home. I cannot just log into Truck Simulator and call it a day. I actually have to go into work and
Me
drive
too.
a truck.
Yeah, I'm going into work too. Not driving a truck, but
no, a little bit different. So, but it's just I still go to the dollar stores because they have like cheap drinks to get me through the day. Like you can only drink water for so long. I know some people can live off water, but I can't. I need something with some flavor sometimes.
Yep, I've gotten better with drinking water, but still sometimes I need something different.
So, but I went in and to Dollarama, and it was just like half the store could not purchase. They even blocked off kitchen supplies. Can you buy kitchen supplies?
Yeah, that seems weird because you need to make food. So
yeah,
my wife said something similar with planters for like planting vegetables.
Yeah.
They had that blocked off in one of the stores, and in another store they didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, it's strange what they decide is and or isn't. But the thing is you can buy all this stuff online, right? If you wanted to buy it on Amazon or Walmart, you could purchase it and then do curbside. You just can't go to the store and buy it. So it's a little But now I think they've reversed. I think Dollaramas have reversed the kitchen. You can buy kitchen supplies there now.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
And they've also opened up school and office supplies, because when it first hit, they blocked off school and office stuff.
Yeah,
but then they wanted everybody working from home, and none of the kids are going back. Yeah. But you can't go buy supplies.
That's yeah. Well thought out.
Yeah, that's why I just mean, like, it's who is it up for anyone to decide what is essential and what isn't? So it's just annoying. Not saying measures don't have to be taken, but
yeah. And my mother's been out of work a lot because she's a hairdresser, and they deem that not essential, even though massage still is. Which, yeah, if you're doing massage for medical reasons, that makes sense. But if you're doing massage because you want to get a massage, that's different. But my mom's been out of work tons because of that.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah.
Speaking of hairdressing, how do you like my haircut?
I don't know. Looks like a haircut to me.
This is my number 5 COVID cut, so
gotcha.
Every time I'm thinking about get my haircut. Lockdown, can't do it. Can't go anywhere.
My wife's been cutting my hair for, I don't know, 2 years now.
Oh man.
So
yeah. Send her over here so she can cut my hair.
Prior to my wife cutting my hair, my mother cut my hair my entire life because she's a hairdresser.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
And then we had our second kid, and we're like, I'm not driving up there to go get a haircut. So that's around the time that must have been more than 2 years ago then. That's 4 years ago. Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Finally stopped going to my mother for haircuts. I did go to First Choice a couple times too, but they were terrible. They were terrible.
Yeah, it depends on what you want to get there. Don't go expecting a lot.
I just expect them not to miss a spot, and they couldn't do that twice.
Sounds like you just got bad luck.
Probably.
So I've been experimenting with some different hair styles.
You grabbed your mouse. I thought you were going to show me a slideshow.
No. I was just moving my mouse over here. So, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. And then I had to cut my kid's hair. One kid I do like a buzz, and the other one I don't, because my wife says he has such nice hair, don't cut it. So I have to just do a trim, but yeah.
I have a daughter, so her hair has been growing out since she was born, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just never cut it.
Well, she keeps saying she wants Rapunzel hair, so we're gonna have to stop that at some point. If you don't know how to wash it yourself, maybe you shouldn't be growing it out that long.
Yeah.
But it's getting pretty long.
Oh, kids. So what have you been doing with your time other than working?
I started finally doing VR every once in a while on mainly Tuesday nights for exercise now.
Okay.
Since my wife's been doing exercise at home for, I don't know, over a year. She does at least half an hour or 15 minutes every night. And she's like, why don't you do something on Tuesday nights? Since Thursday nights when I play games, Tuesday night's supposed to be her night to do whatever she wants. And usually that's like watch The Crown or YouTube videos from her YouTubers she likes. So she's like, why don't you just do exercise, your VR exercise stuff? I'm like, yeah, sure. So last night I did that. And
what games are you playing?
So Pistol Whip, and I played some Beat Saber. I also played some Dick Wild 2, which is like a shooting gallery type game. It's pretty fun. Actually, I played a little Duck Season as well, just in the arcade mode. Duck Season's basically Duck Hunt, but with a story to it and stuff.
Okay.
It's a pretty cool game.
I think I've seen you play that once. Or did I play it when I was at your house?
I have no idea. I don't think you played it.
Maybe not. I think I've heard of it anyway. It sounds familiar.
Yeah. It's a fun, neat game. Like you're basically a kid at home with a TV, couch. Your mom's in the kitchen making supper, and you're playing games on an NES, but in VR. So then sometimes when you play the Duck Hunt game, it becomes like real life. You're in the TV hunting ducks.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. And then it has has like more twists and turns to the story and stuff too, which I don't want to ruin, but it's pretty fun.
One day I might play it.
Yeah, Exactly. Maybe here.
Yeah, maybe. It was funny. I had this conversation with my boss. I put a tweet out a couple days ago that my boss called me because I passed him on the highway, or he passed me on the highway, one or the other. And he called, and he just saw me, and he waved, and next thing you know, he's calling me, and he said, "I realized that we haven't actually spoken and had a conversation since like before COVID started. So how's it going? What games are you playing?" And we spent 45 minutes talking about video games. So
That's funny.
It was pretty funny. Now this isn't like the owner of the company, but it's his son, who was one of the CEOs, I think they want to call him. It's a small business. I don't know. They call themselves CEOs if they want to. So, but yeah, he's a little bit younger than me, but still, we've managed to get along, which is more than I can say for some of the other drivers there and him. So.
You talked about work I think with your boss on Twitter, and it reminded me that I tweeted out a thing the other day that said, reading back on some messages with a coworker a month ago, I found this one that I'm proud of. They said, wouldn't be surprised. We were talking about something being not great in the product that we support. And I said, I can be surprised and still disappointed. And that was to my temporary boss that I'm reporting to right now for temporary thing to help out their team.
Yeah. Gotta love work convos.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so strange because sometimes I guess so the guy that you were talking to in that conversation is now your temporary boss?
Yeah.
Do you find if you have conversations that are outside of work related topics, does it feel awkward at all, or is it?
No, not really.
Okay.
With him, I wouldn't really talk much about family, like wife and kids, because he's unmarried and has no children. So that kind of conversation. Relate. But there's other guys on the team that I talk to about that stuff, and then there's another guy on the team that I now play games with, or on a different team that we work with that I play games with now. He plays Valheim. So not really, no. What context are you thinking of or mean?
Oh, maybe I'm still in this like mindset of I'm always the underling and I'm not an equal to my boss, therefore I have to be careful what I say around them. I mean, you should obviously be careful what you say around people, and I don't know, I'm still nervous. I don't want to say the wrong thing and get in trouble. I don't know. It's just a mindset. Now, I think a lot of this comes from like my previous job experience where things weren't as easy as they are now. Not easy, but you know what I mean. Relaxed, yeah. I'm treated more as an equal at this job than I ever have at any other job, and so I think my past experiences of being constantly told I am an underling have taken effect.
Makes you now gun shy to.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No. If management talks to me, I immediately think I'm in trouble type thing, right? So.
My second month or first or second month on the job, at the job I'm like the company I'm at now, but 2 years ago on the team I actually joined, my manager told me, "You're too new. You shouldn't be this jaded." But we have that relationship that he feels comfortable saying that, and I felt comfortable obviously complaining about stuff that was a problem that I shouldn't be so, like he said, jaded already at that point. But part of it was because I've worked in the field for a while, and part of it also is I have a friend that has worked in this same company on that team that I'm on for 2 years before I started. So that helped me get an idea of what it was like there.
Yeah.
And yeah. So I was already.
You almost feel like you're a part of it. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Or I just keep jumping from completely different job to completely different job. Yeah, it's crazy. So, I have a bit of a conspiracy. I've been playing Wind Waker, which is the Cartridge Club Game of the Month.
Mm-hmm. Until this podcast comes out.
Yes. And now, out of the blue, now this is where my conspiracy comes in. I think that because of our selling challenge that's going on right now, I think you had a talk with Melissa, Mrs. Q Dog, who then asked me to be on the podcast for the CC Game of the Month. So now I'm spending all my time playing Wind Waker, and I don't have enough time to list things on eBay.
That's your conspiracy theory.
That's my conspiracy theory. That you planned this.
I really wish I could take credit for that, but I can't.
Just fake it.
It's a great idea.
Because I'm spending any time I have, I'm just like, I could list stuff on eBay. But I gotta finish Zelda because I have to be on this podcast.
And I don't need to finish a podcast to join it.
Yeah, well, finish Zelda. You mean, yeah, I know, but
yeah, I mean, finish the game to join the podcast.
Listen, not all of us can be Ramvox who plays the game for 5 minutes and then joins the podcast. All right, like.
To be fair, when I joined the Parappa the Rapper podcast, I had not finished the game either. That was what I was thinking of. Okay. But that was because the game was terrible.
Oh, yeah. That
I like the idea of the game. I didn't like the actual timing of the game.
That's fair.
I even tried on PS3 emulating a PS1 game, or playing the PS1 game. Yeah. I tried on a real PS1. I tried, what else did I try? PSP? Yeah, PSP. Tried every possible way.
Oh, you need the PS4 remaster. That's what you need.
I don't know if that existed at the time that this podcast was.
Well, that's your fault.
That's my fault. I blame Kyle Bossman because he was on that podcast.
Okay. Sure. So, but yeah, I'm not going to go into my my feelings of Wind Waker because go listen to Cartridge Club Game of the Month podcast for that. But
you can hear my feelings of Wind Waker right now.
Have you played it?
Yeah. I played it for like 2 hours like 3 years ago.
Okay.
That is it.
And then I got
bored.
Okay, I was going to say, was it I'll put it down and I'll come back, and then you just never went back?
Well, yes, I did intend to go back sometime, but like me, my wife, and my son were playing together. I was at the controls and they were watching. Yeah. We were all discussing what to do, and it was just not fun to me. I couldn't.
I don't think that's the right way to play that game, to be honest with you.
What's the right way to play the game?
By yourself.
It was still not fun. If I was playing by myself, it would have been even worse. I would have got frustrated faster.
I guess. It is possible. I think you have to be in the right mindset for a Zelda game. It can't be just something that you put on. I'm not saying you weren't in the right mindset, but
no, I'm listening. I want to know. Because I think it's just a matter of time. I don't want a game that takes too long to get anything done. I found that with Breath of the Wild as well. The Breath of the Wild, the only saving grace is if I want to just run around from camp to camp killing guys, I can do it.
Yeah. That's
the saving grace compared to normal Zelda linear story games to me.
And I would say, see if we're going to go into, I don't want to go too much into Wind Waker, but I feel
you don't have to. I didn't play it much. I know I didn't play it much.
I would say, I think that it's something that you have to kind of mentally prepare for, as unfun as that sounds.
Yeah,
but you have to know that it's going to be it's a puzzle game, so you have to like get your mind in the way of I need to look at everything in a puzzle mindset, and that definitely helped. It helps me figure things out, so. And that's why I don't jump from Zelda game to Zelda game, because once you finish one, it's just kind of like, I need a break. I need to go shoot some guns, and I need to
Do something fun for once, yeah.
It's fun. It's a different kind of fun. It's just a different kind of fun.
Oh boy,
So
not my kind of fun.
that's fair. Zelda's not for everybody.
I agree. I'm fine with people who do like it. And like I said, Breath of the Wild is the right kind of fun for me. I'm just never going to progress on the story in that because story isn't what I play the game for.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
And Wind Waker, I could just sit with a guide and play through it. But then what's the fun in that also?
Okay, well, then I won't tell you how I'm playing.
See, you're just playing to get it done.
I have a guide, and I find that just as fun, to be fair. So.
Oh, you just froze there for me.
Oh, sorry. I'm back, hopefully.
Did I also freeze?
No.
Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
Okay.
You were frozen? I was frozen?
No, before that, I said you're just playing it to play it and get it done, not to have fun then.
Oh, I did not hear that then.
Okay, we both must have froze for each other.
Interesting. Yes, I'm playing it to have fun. But I'm still using a guide.
Again, if I had time to and just wanted to experience a game, I would do that. Or at least use a guide for the places where you get stuck. I don't see a problem with it. I'm just saying I don't want to do that with my time. That's all.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'd rather play like another Zup game.
Or Valheim.
Or Valheim, yeah, that's what I've been doing lately. Or VR.
Mm-hmm.
I got tons of games to play there.
I just bought a bunch of VR games for PC, and I don't have PC VR.
Yay! You bought the Humble Bundle?
I did.
Yay!
It was so cheap. I couldn't.
So many good games too.
I couldn't pass it up. This was one of the conversations I had with my boss because he asked me if I was going to get the PS5, and I was like, the only reason I would be interested in getting a PS5 right now, or at some point, would be the PlayStation VR 2 that PlayStation 5 is. But I said,
VR is never going to come out. Not for a long time anyway. I mean.
Yeah. But I said, in order to justify that, I have to buy a $600, $700 console, plus another, say, $300 or $400 VR kit.
500. We'll say 5.
At that point, I might as well just buy an Index, a Valve Index, and and have the best of everything.
But if you ask the PlayStation boys, they'll tell you all the other things you can do with your PlayStation.
Yeah, I guess.
All the exclusives to play.
I guess. But I don't know if there's a ton of PlayStation VR exclusives.
No, I just mean regular PlayStation. Because if you buy the PlayStation 5, you're going to have the PlayStation 5 to play those PlayStation 5 games. Then again, what PlayStation 5 games are really out?
Yeah, at this point in time, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
At some point, I'm sure that will change. But even PlayStation
then it's more of buy it then and it might be cheaper, right? Or at least easy to find, as opposed to now.
Impossible.
I saw one on Facebook Marketplace yesterday for $500.
I saw that one too.
It must have been a scam. Disc based, not the. It wasn't
not the digital
disc list. Yeah, not the digital. It said with disc. I was like, really? Something's weird here. The pictures were also bad quality. I don't know. Yeah. I thought about messaging them just to see, but I mean just to see and buy, but I don't need it at all.
Yeah. I think that's where I'm at right now. Is I look at everything behind me. I'm like, I don't need a PlayStation 5 anytime soon.
Yeah, like I would sooner buy a PlayStation or a Valve Index, but I've already got the Vive Pro, so and wireless.
Sell the Vive Pro and get the Index.
But I've got the wireless kit for the Pro.
Is Index not wireless at all?
I don't remember. I don't think it is. No.
Okay, wait for the Index 2 and it'll be wireless. So.
Now I want to see if it's wireless. Wireless index solution. Tons of people talking about it. I don't think it exists. Now there is one that's just been leaked. That's a new HTC wireless VR headset, but not much details available on it. So seems like it's focused around exercise too. Yeah.
Cool.
But I'm definitely looking forward to some of the VR games in that bundle as well. Like Job Simulator, I still hadn't played. Sorrento, I think I played a demo or something of. Another copy of Star Trek Bridge Crew. Not that we need another copy of that.
We need to find a. You could need to find a person to give it to, so we can have a full.
Yeah,
a
that's
full
the
crew.
thing. I have my cousin maybe would play. He just bought the Vive off me, my old one. That might be a good idea.
Maybe.
Then we can do finger banging like crazy.
The best.
Everybody's like, "What does he just say?"
Finger guns. Finger guns.
Finger guns. Yeah. That is what we meant. And they still don't know the context because we were teasing somebody who was playing with us that couldn't do it because their VR didn't support it.
Yes, poor Kevin.
Yeah.
We all just got to literally point at him and laugh, and he couldn't point back. Yeah. Good times. Maybe one day we'll play it again.
Better. I bought that thing. Just to play with you guys.
How many times did you play it with us? Twice?
Yeah, I think so.
Twice.
Once or twice. I think it was twice.
Half the time I played it with Bill, and it was Bill and I waiting in the lobby for someone else to join us.
I wish I could.
We'll get there. I don't know if I talked in the last episode that I played tennis with Bill.
Yeah.
I did say that?
I don't know if you said that. Bill said it, though.
Yeah, I know he did. I wasn't sure if I mentioned it. Not everyone who listens to his podcast listens to our podcast.
Are you sure?
I know of one person for sure. Yes. So
Richard.
he just sent me a text and said, "Hey, this tennis game is like
He didn't text me at all.
$5 on PlayStation. Yeah, but you don't have PlayStation Plus, so
yeah, there is that problem. But I could always get it.
I'm sure the game is still cheap.
Is that game cross-platform as well?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Because I've heard good things about that game on the Quest as well.
So, but yeah, just tennis.
Was it 11 table tennis or a different one?
It's like Superstar Tennis VR. Or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, it was fun. I suck at it. Bill's a pro. What can I say? Or he's just lucky, or he's cheating. I can't. One of the three.
Not dream match tennis?
Maybe.
You wouldn't even know if it slapped you in the face.
I've only played it once, so.
You did buy it, though.
I did.
I don't know. I just Googled PSVR tennis, and that's the only one that I'm seeing, but.
That's probably it.
I'm sure there are more. This is just a bad Google search. Who knows? Right. I was just curious if it was on other platforms, if it was cross-platform,
Dream Match Tennis. That's the one.
That is the one? Okay.
That is
now
the
I see
one.
if it exists on Steam, if it's cross-platform,
Go down the whole list.
Yeah.
And I bought some more PlayStation VR games. They're over here. I bought them before the lockdown hit because I happened to be at Microplay, and they had some for like
Microplay.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have multiple copies that would make it worth messaging me if I wanted any.
No, unfortunately
not. If I can guilt you, I'll try.
Good luck. No.
So what'd you get?
Oh, I'm gonna
We
spoil
both got
my
dreams recently.
I'm gonna spoil my pickup videos for you.
You don't have to.
I can.
You can just hold them up and don't tell anyone, and I'll see them.
It's only one VR game.
Oh, well, that's less than what you said.
I'm sorry. I did buy 2 games, but only one VR. Be Impatient.
Oh.
It's like
I
a horror.
have no idea. Okay. That's
like a survival horror game.
me. Yeah. Okay.
It was. Oops.
Ooh, Big Bang.
Yeah, that was my bad. It was $12.99.
Yeah. I wouldn't spend that on a horror game. Speaking of horror games, so the Oculus there's like an Oculus like presentation thing today. I was just talking to Dean about it on the Cartridge Club Discord. What was it called again? Oculus Showcase today. And they showed, let's just say randomly, I don't know for sure, but let's just say they showed off 10 games. Of those 10 games, I think 8 of them were either zombie themed or horror themed. I'm just like, come on, there are more VR games out there than that.
It's such an easy genre to make for, that's why.
Yeah, and one of them was the creators of Arizona Sunshine, so there's that. It's already a zombie game. They're making a new one that's similar, but like better graphics and stuff. And then, yeah, it was basically literally 2 games that were not one of those things. Disappointing.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm not big into the horror genre, but I'm looking at VR stuff at like if it's around $10 ish, I'm comfortable picking it up. Any kind of VR stuff, so.
Yeah, no games on the Oculus Store are $10, basically. They have terrible prices.
Uh-oh.
They have like a 25% off sale right now on some games, and that's the best they'll do. But their regular price is usually like $35 and up.
Yikes.
The odd game is $22, or there might be some $17, but that might be sale price. I think that's sale price.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not good prices, but they can do it because it's a closed system, right? No competition.
System? Yeah.
They're also funding the headset because the headset's cheap and subsidized, I suspect. But it's probably also subsidized by Facebook because you have to have a Facebook account to sign up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wah.
Lovely. The only horror game I really want to play in VR was Resident Evil 7.
So they just announced some new Resident Evil VR
yeah, the
game
new one is
that Oculus thing.
Oh, I don't know Oculus. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't see what it actually was called.
Either way, I would cry like a baby for either one. But I think it would be fun.
I try and find the name of it. Oculus Showcase Resident Evil 4?
Oh yeah, they did put up
VR.
the 4 VR. I did hear about that.
Okay. Yeah. There's a video for it. Looks neat, but I don't do Resident Evil.
It'd be a bit of a novelty. Right? It's going to be like Skyrim VR. I mean, sure it's possible, but would you really want to play through a whole game like that? Who knows?
I would definitely play a whole game like that, like Half-Life Alyx, for example.
Yeah, but that's a game designed for VR rather than a 2D game that they took and then made VR.
Yeah, and it depends on how they made it VR. Was it good or bad? Or Borderlands, right? They got the Borderlands 2 that's in that Humble Bundle VR bundle we bought. But I don't hear good things about that.
No. I have it for PlayStation VR, but I haven't played it yet. Because it was on sale for like so cheap. Like 2 years ago. And I had a gift card, so it didn't really cost me anything.
So speaking of news today, Xbox announced that you no longer need Xbox Live Gold subscription for free-to-play games.
Finally.
Right? Thank you, but finally. But that's awesome.
Come on, Xbox. It's been how many years?
Yeah. But I'm glad. Now I just need to figure out what I'm actually going to play. Like my son and I just played Roblox yesterday. But we played me at my gaming PC. And then he played on my streaming PC on the TV. But it was fun. It's nice to play games with him.
To play Rocket League.
Yeah, I was going to say, I need to get him into Rocket League. And I need to get him into Fortnite.
Yeah.
Let's see what... Because I've played some Fortnite, but it's been a long time.
I think I played one round of Fortnite and then I quit.
I played before it was popular.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was like, ooh, what's this for?
Like, I really wanted to play the original Fortnite, the Save the World one.
Yeah.
That's what I really wanted to play. I freaking signed up for the beta for that before it came out, and it was fun, but there wasn't enough people at the time. And also learning to build stuff, and yeah. That's what I wanted to do, like a tower defense, but in
first
3D, first person, yeah. Well, third person.
Third person, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Which is kind of like Destroy, what the heck is it called? Orcs Must Die.
Okay.
That's like a tower defense, but in third person, and it's really fun.
I know of it, but I've never played it.
Yeah, I've played 1 and 2, and number 3 was exclusive to Stadia.
Random.
Right? The one game.
Google dropping those big bucks.
Yeah.
Man. I'm sure you heard about Sony closing down the PS3 and Vita and PSP stores.
Yeah, and then completely undoing it.
Yeah, as of like yesterday.
Yeah.
Which is great. I mean, they succumbed to the bullying of the online community, saying,
I'm surprised. I didn't even think there was that much backlash.
"Oh, there was huge backlash." That's all I saw everywhere was backlash.
Okay.
I guess it really depends on.
I didn't see it on Twitter. I didn't really look, but from what I heard on people's podcasts, it was a lot of, I'm not surprised, right?
Yeah, I don't think people were surprised, but it's just it's kind of disappointing, right?
Yeah. But it's Sony, so it's not surprising.
I mean,
if Microsoft had done it, it would have been surprising.
At this point, yes, because Microsoft is very focused on backwards compatibility.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, say, when the Xbox One was announced, and remember the whole backlash on that thing saying, "Oh, we're not going to even support used games," and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Right, that was a huge backlash, and they had to backtrack on that too, right? So,
yep.
I think it's just the pressure that communities put on can still influence. Like,
I suspect it had more to do with Sony seeing people actually buying games and downloading everything.
That's because everyone was freaking out that, these games are going to go, and...
Well, and then people are complaining that you can't patch the game. Remember you were talking about that Gran Turismo? You're like, takes 5 days to patch it. You gotta install it one at a time.
Yeah. Those
kinds of problems are the reason why people are panicking even more. And I was just listening to, not Easy Allies, it was, I think it was the RF Gen podcast, and they were talking about how the one guy spent like literally a week downloading all of his purchased games on his PS3.
Yeah.
But he just left the PS3 running all day. You have to add the things to the queue one at a time and then put it to the background, and you have to wait for like 5 minutes for each one of those steps, depending on how big the game is or whatever the heck else it had to do.
Yeah, it's a bit of a pain. I think Top Spot was doing that on Twitter. I saw him in his little Twitter journey about downloading all of his stuff, and
oh jeez,
it's a pain. And I'm so glad that I went Xbox that gen.
I actually bought PS3 before I bought Xbox 360.
Really? Surprising.
Yeah. Because it was a Blu-ray player.
So, like, basically the PS2 argument, right? Like, people bought
pretty much.
Because it was a DVD player.
Yeah.
So did you fall into the trap of buying a bunch of stuff for PS3 when you heard the store was closing, or
nope?
Did you not care?
I have not bought a single game on PS3 or Xbox 360.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think I've ever dropped any money on any games on a console. Except on 360, I did buy one for the kids based on Top Spot's recommendation. It was like an interactive Kinect game.
Okay.
But it was only available on the store. You can't get it as a disc. I forget what game it was called now, or what it was called now, but it was a neat game. But that's the only thing I think I've ever bought on any stores. Pretty sure.
Top Spot, please contact us and let us know what that game was.
I've tweeted him about it, but I can't remember what it was.
Don't look it up. You're gonna not give Top Spot a reason to talk to us.
Dude, you even checking Twitter for people's messages?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
I get notifications.
Not right now.
Sometimes I do.
Hashtag not so special. Not so special pod.
Whatever it is, we don't even know.
Well, I think that the account is not so special pod. But I was thinking of a hashtag, but
something.
Why a hashtag when you can do it at?
That's true. Yeah. Well, I went out and I started watching all the buy these games before you can't buy them anymore. The problem with all those videos is, when I'm watching those videos, I'm looking for the PS3 exclusives. What can I only
Yeah.
buy on PS3?
Yeah.
And so I spend half the video I looking for something I'm interested in, and if I see it, then I immediately go to Xbox and look and see if it's there. And if it's there, and if it's then I just don't buy it on PS3 because there's no point.
Okay.
Or if it's on
So
Steam.
speaking of that, I just realized a game that I just heard on, I think Easy Allies, that was gone up in price, and I have it and I should be selling it. So PlayStation 3, Best of PlayStation Network Volume 1,
Yeah.
shot up in price.
Yeah.
It's currently $140.
It's gone down then. It was up higher than that, I thought.
I have a copy of that.
I think it's gonna crash. I think it's already crashing.
That's why I should have sold it already. The only reason it would crash is either the demand drops out or too much supply.
I think it's
Here's one with water damaged art sold for $215 Canadian.
Yeah. But see, it's coming down because now the store is staying up, right?
That's a good point. Yeah. See, here's some that were selling
As soon as they said
on
the store is
4th
closing
for $287.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
because as soon as everyone said the store is
Yeah.
closing, that shot up because everyone
Yeah.
wanted it. Because those are arcade games, right? Those are only on PlayStation.
Yeah. I would have totally sold that.
I thought about it for a second. Because I was watching it on my collector app and I just saw that one rising, and I'm like, it's not gonna hold. It's not gonna hold.
Is that collectors or a different app?
I use Game Eye is the one I use.
Okay. Just curious. I thought Game Eye was just pictures. Originally, maybe? Okay.
Does
It
everything.
tracks amiibos too? I already have it installed on my phone.
It's good. It tracks peripherals. It tracks amiibos. It tracks,
Free?
and it's free. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
You can export it to.
To use that. Because I'm using CLZ, like collectors app,
Yeah.
and it was not free. It was, in fact, not cheap at all. And there's still limitations, I think. Like, you don't get the good desktop client, I think, or something's wrong.
Oh,
with
okay. I don't think there's a desktop client for Game Eye.
Well, the collectors, I think, has a separate app for amiibos as well
Oh, okay.
that you have to buy completely separately, I'm pretty sure.
So, yeah, this Game Eye you can put in your games, you can put in your systems, your peripherals, your amiibo, all your Toys to Life stuff. And it has
You
like
mean my giant collection of Skylanders that I need to track somehow, so I stop buying duplicates? Yeah.
you can put all that in. You can scan barcodes. It does some of the Canadian releases. It doesn't really get it.
Yeah.
Mostly U.S. barcodes, but it will
But it's
pull
easy
some.
to add.
Yeah, you just boop 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 boop.
Yeah. Even if they don't have it, I mean, say it's a Canadian barcode.
Yeah, you just start
You can
typing.
still just search for it.
Type it, click it, and you can batch add too, right? So you can be like, I'm going to do all my new games,
Yeah.
and then just throw them in, and then hit new. These are all brand new, and it's just like, okay, you've added 10 games, done. Or these ones are all like box and manual, or these are all
Yeah,
complete.
you probably told me about it before because I have it installed. So there's got to be a reason why I have it installed.
I've been using it for years, and I like it. People have been pushing the collector's app on me, but I haven't.
So it's Game Eye.
Game Eye.
GAMEYE for anybody who's wondering what the hell we said.
That's true. Thank you. I always forget to repeat and
I
enunciate.
only do it because I've had so many times where I've been like, what were they talking about? That sounded interesting. I want to know what that is.
Rewind.
They never repeat it.
Yeah.
And then you got to play it in slow mo to catch what they're saying. Yeah. Especially with actor names and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's good.
what else is new? I've been noticing that my recent eBay sales have all been to the U.S. All.
Oh,
Since we last talked.
interesting.
Every single one.
I've still been selling a lot to Quebec.
Really?
Still, yeah. One local-ish, and then the rest are all Quebec.
Yeah, I have 2 Facebook sales from earlier in the month.
I guess this means we're getting into our our challenge talk.
We can if we want, or we don't have to.
I mean, we've already kind of transitioned. It'd be kind of weird to pull away now and then come back.
I don't mind weird and screwing with people's minds. We could just talk eBay instead of talking that, because I have a few more eBay topics too.
Doesn't matter. What do you want to do?
Oh. Let's talk eBay topics. So I got an email that my account was enabled for eBay labels, which is like the eBay shipping labels.
Yep.
So that seems to have replaced Shippo, for me at least.
Okay.
Shippo is gone. The button that used to do Shippo, which is print shipping label, now does eBay labels.
Okay.
Doesn't require a separate account, blah, 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 blah. That's the benefit they tote. The prices have been lower so far.
That's good.
Shipping to the U.S. has basically almost always been one standard price for me. Now, I am shipping all the same size box, but in terms of locations of the U.S., it's been all over, and the price has always been the same.
Okay.
And that is lower than what Shippo was by at least $2.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, how does the Shippo compare to... Because I'm still using PayPal labels. How does that...
So...
Is Shippo cheaper or comparable to PayPal? I think I used Shippo
remember.
like
I think it was right around the
ago.
exact same, like within
Okay.
20 cents of each other.
Okay, so
sure.
negligible then.
Yeah, exactly. And it fluctuated each way, I believe. I didn't do a lot of eBay labels ones, but I did do a couple, at least 3 or 4, I think. And Shippo I did before that and after that. Since when they switched me over to managed payments, I couldn't do eBay labels anymore, right?
Okay.
So you're still not on managed payments?
Still not on managed payments.
Interesting. So they picked me, the sacrificial lamb. So
I'm okay with it.
Also with the managed payments, they've been charging tax as well. So they charge people tax, and I can see that.
I just bought something on eBay and from a private seller, and I had to pay tax on it.
Where was it from? Ontario?
London, Ontario.
Okay, so local tax.
Yeah.
I remember there being tax if it was local in the same province, but inter-province you didn't have to. But again, that could all be completely changing too because of the managed payments. Like if that guy is on managed payments, then that could have explained it.
Yeah.
But I don't remember you being able to do PayPal if they do managed payments, but you probably can. I just haven't tried. Yeah, I don't remember. But the billing is easy on managed payments. Labels, I forget where the billing comes out. I think it's in batches. I don't think it's right away. And then because managed payments no longer connects to PayPal, your payments, I believe, for the label come from your bank account instead of coming off the actual money coming in.
Okay.
But maybe I'm wrong because they
So
do
you gotta have a
the
buffer?
payments. They do the payments in a buffer, like you can choose how often they pay you out. So maybe it is actually taking off that, and if you didn't have the funds, it would take out of the bank account. I haven't checked how it actually comes out. I just see the numbers and spreadsheet it up.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Eric had also said that he experienced the managed payments fees changing. I haven't seen that, but that could be a U.S. thing, or it could still be coming.
Yeah. Well, because if eBay's pulling fees, then you're not losing fees to eBay and PayPal, right? You would just be paying eBay.
Yeah, but they made them equal to what it was before.
Oh, okay. That's
So Eric says it's now higher for him than what it was before. And Chris Roberts is like, yeah, no surprise. They've now removed PayPal, so there's no other options. They can just put up the prices and no one can complain. Nothing to complain about, or nothing. No one to complain to, really. Except eBay, who's gonna tell you, tough luck.
So
go sell on something else.
For the second month in a row, I'm going to say we need to come up with an eBay alternative.
Good luck. The other thing I was going to mention, if you don't mind me just going on a roll.
No, go for it.
Is when shipping to the U.S., have you ever done, or what do you do about the customs forms and stuff?
In terms of like just saying what it is and what it weighs?
Yeah, and I've noticed with this eBay shipping label, it actually has a place to sign on the front of the actual shipping label.
Yeah.
To sign and date it, to validate that what you're saying it's worth is accurate.
Yep. That's on a PayPal label as well.
Okay, I wasn't sure because I don't think I've ever done a PayPal label to the U.S.
Okay. Yeah. I have.
So what I've been doing is printing off the shipping label, sign and date it, and then printing off an invoice. And there's two different types of invoices in eBay. There's one that's like a friendly invoice, and the other one's part of the shipping label process, where you print a label that actually shows the tax. No, doesn't show the tax. The Shippo one used to show the tax. The eBay one doesn't show the tax, but I still include that one because it says invoice / packing list. So I print it off because for my work, I know that if you're shipping across the border, you should have a commercial invoice in the package.
Okay.
So I've been doing that. It helps prove how much how much they paid for it.
Okay.
So I've been including both of those to try and prevent anything getting held up from customs.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
What's on the shipping label is probably fine, but
yeah, because it's what's supposed to be. What's interesting is anytime I've shipped something internationally using a PayPal label, that signature and date are there, but I've never signed them. I've just taken them to Shoppers, and Shoppers doesn't care. The Shoppers post office doesn't care. A couple of weeks ago, I had one, and I happened to be near an actual post office.
Yeah.
And I went there to drop it off, and they handed it back and said I had to sign and date it.
Interesting. See, and I looked at the date, it's the signature and date fields, and they're spread apart. They're on a line that doesn't really look like it's a signature line because it spans the whole label.
Yeah.
And I'm like, am I supposed to be signing this? It says signature, so I'm sure I am. So I've been signing it the whole time, but I think I missed it on one package last week.
Oh, yeah, it should be fine. I haven't had any of them come back, so it's just it's interesting the different level of quality of service you get from, say, a pharmacy employee versus an actual post office employee.
Yeah.
So
I have had some post office employees at the Sobeys post office, Fisher Hallman.
Okay, yeah.
And those ones are more picky as well.
Really? Okay.
I think they're employed by the post office.
Yeah,
that's why. But
probably.
it's in the Sobeys.
Yeah, I find anytime I come across a employee who is like super picky about, oh, I'm going to put the package through the slot, and if it touches the edges, I can't send it as this. I have to now up the charge to a parcel or whatever. It can't go as package or whatever.
If it touches the sides.
Yeah, I've had people just like, there can be no resistance whatsoever. Otherwise, it will jam the post office facility machines, sorting machines, and we'll never. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've literally.
Oh,
I've gone.
You went muted.
To the post office. I'm like, here. I'm like, oh, this is touching the sides. Like, I mean, barely touching the sides. Like, we're gonna have to send it as an oversize, and now it's gonna be like $14 to send rather than whatever $5. I was like, oh, I'll just go back and I'll go home and repackage it, and then I'll just go to a different post office and send it, and it'll be fine. And I just won't go back to that other.
That sounds like a Guitar Hero dongle. Because those are about the right width.
I think it was a game. I don't think it was Guitar Hero dongles. I don't mess with because I don't want to.
3DS game, because those are a little thicker too.
See, I don't think those are. I think the actual games, like DVD sized games, are thicker than a 3DS game.
No,
3DS is thinner than DS games.
Is it? Maybe it's a DS game that
a DS game is probably thicker. Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. I was thinking 3DS was thicker than DS, but maybe it's thinner.
It's thinner.
I can't remember. I've got them sitting over there. I could just check, but I'm not going to.
It's all good. When my parents were living overseas, they lived in a country called Burkina Faso, and how we would label, like, the addresses looks different than anything else you'd seen, right? We don't have postal codes or anything like that on those packages going to Africa. So we'd have to write like Burkina Faso and then comma, then we would type in West Africa, right? Because that's the region that it's going to. It's going to Western Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And I took it to a post office where I used to work, and I got to know this one lady who worked there, and it got to a point where anytime I saw her working, I would just leave. Because I went one time and gave her a package, and it was sending Christmas gifts to my parents. And I could never see what she was typing in the screen, but she was just like, oh, this country isn't coming up. The only thing I'm seeing is South Africa. So if you don't know Africa, where my parents lived was like towards the top left of Africa, and everyone knows where South Africa is down at the very bottom, not anywhere near where my parents live. That'd be the equivalent of saying, okay, this is going to where we live, Ontario. I'm going to send it to Texas, and it will get there eventually. Actually,
Good.
worse, it'd be like I'm sending it to Mexico. So, and I mean, that's even closer if you want to think about it, because it's only 2 countries away, whereas South Africa is like 10 or 15 countries away from.
Yeah.
So, it was just a mess. I actually found out that she was typing in West Africa as the country, because my whole thing was trying to tell her Africa is not a country. Which most people, I shouldn't say most. There's a lot of people out there who think Africa is a country that's broken up to things. So I got to a point where I was almost yelling at her, Africa is not a country. Africa is not a country. Because I think she was typing in West Africa, and there's no such thing as West Africa. That doesn't exist as a country. The only country with Africa in the name is South Africa, and that's why that's the only thing that came up. So, whereas if she would just type in the actual name of the country, which is Burkina Faso, it would have popped up, which every other post office had no problem with. She was the only one who couldn't figure it out. So, ever since,
put West Africa in brackets and maybe she'll figure it out.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, but then someone else would get screwed up
anymore. Yeah,
and that package got to my parents eventually, but I think I had timed it to arrive just before Christmas. I think by the time it arrived, it was like May or June. So they had a late Christmas.
Yeah.
But
you could just walk it there faster.
Pretty much. So, good old shipping stuff. Anyways, we kind of came off our eBay topics to go on my shipping tangent.
That's all right. It's eBay adjacent.
Sure. I'll take it. Anything else? Was there any more eBay?
No. That's the only eBay related stuff.
Okay. Well, in that case, we can move on to our challenge. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know, our challenge is to make who can make the most profit in I guess we're going to say 5 months. We're supposed to be 6, but we're going to say 5 because June 1st will be the final tally, I guess. So this is it. This is our last month to figure it out, to make more money. Then we'll decide from there. So it's profit after fees and expenses. Whoever has the most money at the end wins, and the loser must buy the winner a pizza. Our eBay pizza bet. Did I explain it enough?
I think so.
Okay.
So right now we're just going with you're going with monthly total, like your total, not rolling, or not like your total for each month. I believe, right?
We can do whatever we want.
Well, I can do both. I can do just the first and last months. I can do
them all
every other month.
I can do them all now too. It doesn't matter.
You have a spreadsheet now?
I have a spreadsheet now. I figured it all out. I'm smart sometimes.
I am so smart. SMRT.
Yeah. All right.
I want to say.
So, last month, let's do a recap of our totals so far. I am at, from the beginning to our last episode, I'm at $1,482.
And I was 1,173.
Ooh. And despite what anyone says, I still think it's going to be a lot closer than we think it's going to be.
Do you?
I mean,
How much time has Wind Waker taken up?
A lot of time. I have made 14 sales this month so far.
I've made 8.
Okay. But, again, quantity isn't everything. It also depends on your profit margins.
Yeah. My profit margins weren't not as good as I hoped this month.
Okay. Well, then there's hope for me. I did decently. I did a lot of $20 to $30 profits on some of my things. A couple, and only two $50s. Two $50 profits. Those are my highest.
So I have 4 near 50.
Okay. See, it's...
But that's half my sales.
Hey, the competition isn't over yet. Okay? Don't count your kit.
Just really take a break for Wind Waker.
You know what? If we had done
and then
this...
come over here and list some things for me.
So we're doing this on a Wednesday night. Normally we record on a Thursday.
Yeah.
If we were recording this tomorrow night, I may have 15 sales because someone wants to buy something tomorrow. But they haven't.
That doesn't help me, does it?
Well, it's just going to add onto my total for next month. But
doesn't help me.
All right. Any notable sales? Anything big or surprising?
I sold 4 copies of Disaster Report 4.
Oh, dang. Those are
my most profitable.
4 copies? I only heard about
4 copies.
I only heard about 1 copy.
That may be intentional that you didn't hear about the other ones. Can't tell you everything that happens.
Of course not.
So I still have 2 copies left to sell, plus on top of the 2 that I sold to you and Hodge.
Yeah.
Which should be in here somewhere. Oh yeah, that was $0 profit anyway. So that was 2 months ago.
Much appreciated.
Bastards. I also sold a Pokemon game case and manual.
Yeah.
So I sold Pokemon White case and manual. Sold it within a day. Maybe even within a few hours.
Wow.
For $40.
Nice. Well, that's pretty cheap. $40 is cheap for Pokemon White, isn't it?
No game.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of Pokemon.
I priced with comps, but...
Yeah, I got a bunch of Pokemon cases I've been holding up for games for.
But yeah, you should just sell them.
I probably should.
So I was talking about East Coast Flipper last week, or last month, about him. And he sold a Pokemon case for like $50. I think it was platinum or something like that. And I messaged him like, I got Pokemon White to sell. He's like, just get it listed. So I did.
Good.
He's actually somebody I was thinking of contacting to do a podcast with sometime. Like just either have him on Dollar Dorks or have him on here or whatever sometime. But I don't know if he's ever podcasted before. He does Instagram.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm open to it, but if you want to focus on selling, it might be more of a Dollar Dorks. Yeah. Resurrect the Dollar Dorks show. I sold never mind. I have to remove one of my things because I had a return.
Bum, bum, bum.
Surprise.
To update on my return, I thought I was going to have on the PS.
Oh, yes.
The PSVR. So they said they determined that it was the link box, like the processor unit, And I'm like, okay, so you bought a new one? How much did that cost? She's like, no, we didn't. A friend of ours brought over his and we messed with it and found out it was the link box. I'm like, okay. So he happened to have the V1 PSVR. I didn't ask any more questions
No.
except I said, how much did it cost? She said, we haven't bought one yet. I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm out. Like, she's already told me I didn't need to refund her, blah, 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 blah. I still feel bad, but they're in St. Thomas anyway.
Yeah.
And they're not going to be, I can't prove that they actually did it. I don't believe that because I had it working here. I used it for an hour playing Iron Man VR. Like, no, I don't believe it. What did you do?
Yeah.
So, wow.
That's fair. So now I've made 13 sales. Sorry, I'm just updating my spreadsheet.
Yep. I'm waiting. Should I give my total now?
Well, I can do. I'll tell my return story.
Oh yeah.
The one problem with selling so much on eBay is you're going to run into people who give you problems. So last month was the guy who gave me negative feedback, and I had to do a partial refund. That was just a misunderstanding, but unfortunate for me. This month was someone who bought 2 of my items at the same time. They lived in Guelph, so it wasn't too far away, thankfully. I sent them out. So one of the items he bought was with shipping, and the other one was free shipping. So I just threw the free item in with the paid one, and didn't have to pay for shipping for it to go out. And then a couple days later, I got a message back saying, "Hey, you listed this as very good condition. There's a bunch of scratches on this, and I'm not happy with this condition." And blah blah blah. I'm like, "Okay, sorry. Like, I took pictures of the disc. You could see what it looked like. But if you're not happy, it's fine. Like, I'll do a partial refund." He's like, "Okay, partial refund is fine." I'm like, "Okay, how about $5?" Well, like I start at 5 and then see where they go from there. And then next thing you know, he's just saying, "Oh, I want to return it. I don't want a refund anymore." So I was like, "Okay." So sent him a refund. That was Time Splitters for PS2, and I sold it for like $30.
Okay.
During the return, though, normally you have to send them a return label so they can send it back.
Yeah.
The problem is it was a free shipping item, and it was a $30 item, so I'm going to spend $14 for them to send it back to me.
Yep.
So on eBay, you can actually say you can purchase and send a label, supply your own label, or not refund the shipping.
Okay.
And so
I'm surprised that's an option.
I was very surprised to see that as well. So I clicked like refund and then didn't refund, not returning the shipping, and then sent him a message saying, or in that refund note saying, "Here's your money. I will refund. Please send the game back in a paper envelope. It's a PS2 case. I don't care about it. I can throw it in another one if it cracks. Paper envelope, and I will refund you the $3.60. It will be for postage back, and I'll refund the $3.60 when I receive the item." So he did it, and I got it today, and so I sent him his $3.60, and it's done.
Okay.
But just so you know, you can refund without the shipping. You can say,
Weird.
"Just send it back to me," which is what a lot of I've been scammed from overseas sellers, and every time I've asked for a refund, they're like, "Okay, no problem, send me back the item," and it's like a bead, and it's going to cost like $60 to ship it back to China.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's just not worth it. So obviously they figured a way out to do it, and I could never do it, but now I can. So anyways, that's my return. I got the disc back. I don't think the disc is as bad as he made it out to be, but
So that is one reason why you should never do free shipping.
that is one
If you
reason.
do free
Yeah.
shipping, you can't do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way to refund everything but the shipping.
Yeah.
Interesting. And I wonder if managed payments changes that. It shouldn't, but
I guess we'll see. I'll just buy something from you and then request a refund.
There we go.
Nibble determine. I sold a 4K Blu-ray. My very first I bought my first 4K Blu-ray and I sold it immediately. It was Avengers Infinity War. I bought it for $4 at Value Village because I think they thought it was a DVD.
Yeah.
And I sold it for $21. So after fees, it was like $14 profit. So
not bad.
That paid for everything else I bought that day too. And I sold an Xbox 360 bundle for $50 with some games. And that has been the bane of my existence because I swear I've had 50 people hit that "is this available" button and no one gets back to me. Or I get offers for $30 all day.
I was gonna say that's too cheap already.
That's what I figured.
With
I'm like,
games,
it's $50. It was a wired controller.
Oh.
Just
sometimes the wired controllers can go for more too because people would prefer them.
You would think there was a little piece of plastic rattling around inside, so I'm like, I don't really feel comfortable selling this. I could have, but whatever. Just throw it in.
I'll open it up.
I could have done it.
The only hard part on opening up 360 controllers is removing the sticker.
Yeah.
In a way that you can put it back on when you remove the screw underneath the sticker.
Yeah. I mean, if it was just a piece, I could have just taken the screws out of one side and try to pry it open a little bit and just shake that piece out.
But you didn't.
No, I didn't really care. I just wanted it gone. The console was free. The games were free. I spent $5 on the controller. I made my $40 profit. I was happy. So,
yeah, the wired controller, I've been meaning to get one and put it up on Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace for a higher price because the odd time people are desperate for them.
Yeah,
I see them like at least 3 times a year where someone's desperate for one and willing to pay $60 for a wired Xbox 360 controller.
Interesting.
Yeah,
guess that's a good tip.
I think it's Steam users usually.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Although nowadays there's so many options, especially the Xbox One controllers. People hook PS4 controllers up to them now.
Yeah.
So.
But PS4 controller won't show up as an X input device, so it won't work with as many games.
That's true.
Unless you run a third-party software, that'll work. But most people don't want to do that either.
Yeah.
But yeah, a Xbox One controller would work as well. But then there's the familiarity with Xbox 360 and them knowing it'll work.
Yeah, true.
No
It's a plug and play
when it's wired.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's fair. So that's pretty much it. I sold one item today. That's been sitting around for ages, but it was only a $9 profit. What was the other thing? Oh, I bought a couple of months and months ago. I bought a Star Trek the animated series VHS lot, like the full VHS set.
Mm-hmm.
The tapes or VHS tapes were $2 a piece, which was already too much, but so I had $22 into it. I held on to it for months and months and months. Finally sold for $40, $44, something like that. Anyway, either way, after fees and everything, I made $12 profit on it, and it was not worth the time, the space.
Nope. Not worth driving to the post office to ship it.
No, not really. Thankfully, I think something else sold that day, but
yeah,
it was just just dumb. Some things seem like a great idea, but
yeah, like something I bought recently. I'm like, oh, these things sell for good money, and there's an extra one in the bag. Metronomes, like electronic metronomes. So I picked up 2 of them at a Value Village a couple months ago. Where the heck are those? I don't remember where they are. But it was like $5 for the bag. It included one that I already knew was worth money. And then the other one in the bag as well was newer and worth pretty much the same. I don't know. Metronome? Yeah, Metronome. Nope. That's Metroid. There they are. So, 2 metronomes. I got almost $6 for the 2 of them. And it came with something else. Oh, I also got a Sony High 8 and Video 8 head cleaning tape.
Okay.
Sealed.
Yeah.
As well. I think that was the same day, but a different bag, I believe. And I paid like $7 or so, $7.89 for all three. Put them up on eBay, and no bites at all.
Yeah.
The one Metronome is like a quartz, German-made, like good quality with a history of sales. Like, I don't understand why they're not selling. Could be the price is too high with the shipping or something like that.
Yeah, possibly. I put up a Spider-Man DVD player that I found.
Yeah.
I think I posted it a couple years ago, or a year or two ago, that I found it. And I finally listed it up on eBay because I'm tired of looking at it. But again, no one's looking at it. It's very very minimal. So
good. I mean, darn.
So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully it will catch on. The price is also there's no comps on it, right? So I can't even compare it to anything.
I'm surprised there isn't, because those are usually pretty, like, I've seen them sell before on Facebook Marketplace and Kijiji.
Yeah. So
all right, we're gonna finally give our numbers.
We can give our numbers.
I
think we've dragged the song long enough. Yeah.
A little bit.
I don't know who went last month, but
I don't know either.
All right, I can go this. I'll start. With my 14/13 sales, I am at $421. You know what? That's today's date is 4/21. That's hilarious. $421.39.
So yesterday was 4:20.
Yeah.
And at 4:20 p.m. I got back to work to eat my lunch.
Oh, lovely.
And I'm like, oh, great. Now the guys at work are going to think that I was out getting stoned or something and coming back with the munchies. I'm like, no, this is just me forgetting to eat lunch and being busy and not eating lunch until 4:20 p.m.
So at that point, you just skip it and wait for dinner.
No, I was starving, and I was driving past St. Jacobs on my way back from test flying. So I got A&W. I'm like, I haven't had A&W in months. I'm getting A&W. Yeah. So my total for this month, $301.
Ooh.
So
the gap
another $100
thickens.
behind you. Yeah, another $100 behind you.
So we'll see what happens. It's not over yet. You could sell the rest of those disaster reports.
I was actually thinking of being more stingy on them this time. I had them all listed at $114, and I was taking best offers, and usually the offer was $100.
Yeah.
Let me double check those.
Did you ever counter offer with those? Or did you just accept
some
it?
of them I did. And every time I counter offer, the person never responded.
Yeah, that's strange.
Every time.
That just seems that it didn't. Yeah.
So one sold for, this guy's offer was $106.86.
Random.
That was his incoming offer. Another person paid right off the bat $114 as soon as I listed that one. I actually had two people offer on that at the same time, I think. Another one was exactly $100, and then another one was $114. So the sticker price or the asking price. Buy it now. Yeah. So I have another one listed, waiting for it to sell. I put this one up higher. I think I put it at 120, 130.
As long as, are you still the cheapest one?
It's forever to sell now. I don't think so anymore. Let me see if I can find it. Where the hell is it? Sure hope I actually listed. Yeah, 130 plus shipping.
Okay.
One offer so far, and it was $82.12 and 11 cents. When did that even come in? Oh, declined automatically. Aha. I was gonna say, I don't remember seeing that.
For a reason.
Yep. I think I said 110 or 120 for the minimum. Yeah. Wish it would just sell more. Sell more.
So I took a page out of what's a big tactic right now is to get like a Switch or a Switch Lite and put it up for trade.
I've been seeing that a lot too.
So I decided to do a variation of that. I don't have a Switch for trade, but I do have a garbage Xbox One.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll put this garbage Xbox One up for trade and see what I can get. I got a really bad offers.
No doubt.
I got people lowballing me. Like it's already
no doubt.
Goodness. I finally got somebody about 4 days ago who said, "Hey, I've got an old Nintendo and a bunch of games. Would that interest you?" I was like, "Ooh,
Okay.
yes, please." And he's like, "Oh, and
games."
I said it depends on what's there, but like let's talk." And I think he was saying, "Okay, I'll look for it when I get home." And then next, and then in the evening, he's sending me a message saying, "I can't find the Nintendo, but I found an original Xbox with games and PS2 with games." And I was like, "Oh, I could be interested in that too, potentially. Like, well, can you send me pictures of everything?" And it's a pretty decent lot. And he's just like, I'm so busy at work, I don't have time to deal with this right now. But I'm like, buddy, you contacted me about this, like,
right? Do you have time to play an Xbox One?
And he's just like, I've been out of game. He's an older guy, I can tell from his picture, if it's him. So he's just like, I've been out of games for like a decade. I don't play any of this stuff anymore. All of these things, like alarm bells for me, like, yeah, ding, 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 like, this is what I want.
Yeah, good alarm bells.
Good alarm bells. And the next thing you know, he starts saying, "Well, at first glance, these games look like they could be collectible. Yes, this could be expensive." And and next thing you know, saying, "Well,
I thought you had no time, dude."
Yeah.
While you researching stuff.
He said, I'm a computer guy. I'm not a console guy anymore. I'm buying the console for his daughter or daughter-in-law. So I want to take the time to look at and research everything before I give you a final offer." And I'm just like, at this point, I almost want to walk away. I'm like, this is going to take too long. He's going to want too much. I mean, fair enough. If that's what he wants to do, that's his stuff. I'm not saying that I need to steal things from somebody. But obviously, the better the deal for me, the better for me, obviously.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's no motivation for you to...
Exactly. He's like, "Oh, I'm not trying to make millions, but I just want to be treated fairly." I'm like, well, I mean, unless you're going to take the time to sell all this stuff individually for what it's worth.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, anyways, today when I was leaving work, I got a message from him saying, "Hey, my wife came back with a console. She didn't know I was talking to you, so I don't need your console anymore. But I will still get the stuff together and let you know what I have if you're still interested." But meanwhile, it's been 3 days of me turning down people saying, "I want to wait for these offers." And now that's gone. So now I'm trying to play catch up with all those people who sent me messages. So
yeah, it sucks to hold things for people.
And I wasn't even holding it really. I was just kind of like, let's just wait. He was just like, "Oh, it's going to be like a day or two before I can." I'm like, "Okay, I can wait a day or two." But in that day or two,
it changed from an NES to Xbox and PS2 to nothing.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's another it's another one of those things that I'm getting a million messages of people just hitting that "is this available" button, and no one's following through, or I'm getting lowball offers of $100.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I was close to losing this bet, I would take the $100 just so I beat you. But I'm not. I'm not that desperate just yet.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
So we had also talked about some interesting experiences like that we had. You had this dude one or something. What was the dude one we were talking about?
All right, but the guy who like verbally assaulted me on Facebook.
Yeah. I'm trying to find it, but I don't see it here. You can just tell it. I'm just...
Oh, it's the... I guess I could pull it up, too.
Wasn't the Xbox 360 Rock Band? That's what I'm
it was the
right
Xbox
now.
360...
Rock Band guitar?
No, it was the console that I finally sold for $50.
Oh, okay.
But I wouldn't...
The one I'm looking at here was... you made an offer. Right? No, it says 35 if you want to deliver, sure.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
That guy. Yeah. And then he says, imagine losing a sale over $5. You said right back at you, bud. So, yeah, you're doing the same thing, man. It's $5. If it matters to you, it matters to me.
Well, I honestly get ticked when people just like treat it so nonchalant. Like, I'm also not losing a sale over $5. I'm losing it over $5 and my time to take it to you.
Yeah,
you're the one who wants it. You got to make an effort to come and get it.
Well, that's kind of the way I look at it all the time is if you're buying something, you're the one who's making the trip.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way
if it's a big enough sale, then I will meet you halfway type thing. Or if you're going to pay me for delivery.
Or good enough deal.
Yeah.
Yep. And then there's this one that I messaged you the picture of selling all the accessories that were on clearance at EB Games.
Yep. People listening for like 10 plus.
Biogenic, for $10 for each thing that they got for 89 cents. I don't blame them, but at the same time, you don't take a picture of all of them stacked up.
Yeah, let me show you how many I have so that...
Yeah. I really... That irks me in a way that's like, that's just dumb.
You can definitely tell that it's probably something like a picture I'd say he, but it could be they take to just like send to people like, hey, look what I found. And then they just took that same picture and just listed it.
Sad.
And then I also got verbally harassed on Facebook from someone wanting to buy my Xbox 360 bundle. And this guy I had bad alarm bells this time going off.
Is this a public place one or not?
This is a guy who wanted to meet in a public place, and he kept talking about sketchy. Like, we're going to meet in a public place so it's not sketchy. People are sketchy. That kind of thing. I'm like, you're sketching me out that you're talking so much about. He
literally says those exact words. Meet in public place so it's not sketchy. Some people are sketchy. Does that work? Grammar problems and
sketch. And then here it is. It's like, do you drive? I'm new here, so I don't know. I'm like, okay, whatever.
And then how much would a cab be? He asks you how much a cab would be to you.
No, how much a cab would be to a bank.
Oh, God.
He wants to go to the meet. Either he.
Yeah, I see that.
It was just. And so at this point, I stopped responding. I just didn't respond to him.
Yep.
Because two reasons. One, I don't want to anger him. And I guess it could be angering that I'm not answering him, but I don't want to antagonize further by saying the wrong thing, saying I don't want to sell this to you now. Like, it's almost easier if I just pretend I don't see it. Then he's talking about, he kept saying, bro, like,
my boy wants this thing, bro. We're at a place where we can't go anywhere because lockdown's stupid. Call me bro. Do you want to do this so you feel safe? I have money, bro. Yeah.
And
it keeps going. Oh my God.
Yeah. So like I said, stop doing it. And eventually I get this message from him. Even after a message just says, hey bro. And then a couple minutes later, so no go. Well, you're missing out. Some chick is going to come sell me a PS3. My boy wanted an Xbox 360 but for $80, I get 7 sick games and it's almost brand new. And this chick is coming to meet me. You're a, I'm not going to say it, but you're a whatever, bro. If you want to see it, go look at my Twitter. I posted it there. I'm a skinny white kid trying to get my boy a game system because he's borrowing mine and I want it back.
LMAO. And
then he blocked me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been interesting. So that's what I want to. I honestly, I don't think I would have felt safe. He's felt a little too sketchy for me, even though he's
Yeah.
saying I want to meet someone
I think
public.
he's more of a flake. I'd be more worried about him flaking out and never showing up, or he gets there and he offers you less money than he originally was. Those kind of people is what
Yeah,
I picture.
and so I just, I guess my advice to anyone listening is if there are alarm bells going off and it doesn't seem right, doesn't sound right, then just don't do it. Like no one's forcing you to sell something to somebody you don't want to sell it to.
Worst case, market is sold and listed again. Like,
Yeah.
if you really want to avoid that person, and yeah,
And also you can block them.
on Facebook you can block
You
them.
can block them, yeah.
That was. Will that actually make your ads not show to them?
Yes.
I wonder.
Yes, it does.
It does.
It blocks. They can't see your ads. They can't contact you.
That's nice.
So,
Because that's what I would do. Is if I was really in that scenario and worried about somebody, I would mark it as sold,
yeah.
then repost the ad after blocking them.
And that's the other thing is like I don't give my address. I'll give my street, so people have an idea of where they're going.
Yeah.
But I won't give my actual address until they confirm a date and a time and the day that they're coming. Then I will give them the address.
I've done that as well. I've done that, but I find some people, and quite a fair number of people, don't get that. I'll even give a major intersection.
Yeah.
And then someone will say, "Give me the address so I can map it." It's like, just go to the intersection and map to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I have some speaker stuff for sale because I'm doing car stereo stuff for fun, getting rid of some old stuff that my brother-in-law had just laying around. And I have this subwoofer. One of the subwoofers blew in this pair of two in one box together. And I posted it. Just the box is worth it. The sub's not worth anything at all. But I just get a message from a dude that says, "Bring it to Toronto." Like, no, man.
especially not
I'm
now.
not delivering for Toronto. It's a $90 sale. And really, again, that's just the box. It's just, come on, man. It's an hour drive for me.
Yeah. Not worth it.
And some other guy, he's selling a subwoofer that I'm like, I could use that one. I said, "How much are you asking?" He says, "Looking for offers." I just didn't answer again after that.
Yeah.
I hate that.
I can't buy
Although
it and
you just
sell it
did
for
that.
you.
This other picture, that's Chris Roberts' line. You have this other one here where the guy said, "Is it still available?" You said it's available. He said, "I noticed you've had it for a while. What's your best price?" You came back with, "What's your offer?"
Well, because my price is there.
But what's your best price?
Yeah. Well, I don't go for best price.
Well, then your price was 200 and he offered 80.
Yeah.
If not, that's okay, in a smiley face.
Yeah. It was not okay.
Oh boy. And then another dude says to me on another listing of mine, "Negotiable? I could grab it Friday, cash." I replied back with, "Yeah, I would definitely expect cash or e-transfer. How much are you offering?" No answer.
Lovely. All types.
I had Minecraft listed for $30. I just get a message that's $10 Minecraft? Like, no, I'm not even answering you.
Yeah. Sometimes it's best just to walk away.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, use that block button if you don't feel safe. Or not safe, but if you feel sketched out. Nothing wrong.
How about that one I sent you that's basically a meme, but it's a chat between two people on Facebook or texting?
Yeah.
The guy's trying to buy a motor off another guy. He says, "Would you take 200 cash for it today?" The other guy says, 250. Then the guy says, 225. Then the original guy says, 230 and 10-piece nugget. The guy says back, "Best counter offer I've ever heard. What kind of sauce do you want?" I think that's a good strategy. Offer food.
Yep.
Maybe not during COVID, I guess, but
No.
if you bring food to me, I'm more likely to give you a deal.
Yeah, and we had a bit of a back and forth there, but I have asked for a trade for beer for something that I didn't think was like worth selling. I mean, everything's worth something to someone, but
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't want to deal with this, and it'll be funny, and I'll put it up for here's this $5 game. Bring me a beer, and you can have it. And I've had people saying like, "What kind of beer do you want?" And I'd be like, "Surprise me! Like I don't really care what beer it is. Just bring me a beer, and I'll go with it." So
that's funny. There's this guy named Hans. That's one of those pick up your trash kind of guys, like a pickup truck, and he'll come get your trash. And he had an ad for a while there for a whole bunch of burned movies.
Oh.
And he got them in like a storage locker or somebody's trash stuff that he picked up. And I talked to him in person. He said, I can't really sell these, so I'll take trades or whatever you're willing to offer. So that's another way you could go about it too, is burned movies and crap like that, is offer beer.
You know what?
Food.
I saw a guy on Facebook saying, he said new hard drives with movies for sale.
Oh.
So he's just like, and I was like, really? And I clicked on it, and it's like so scummy. He's just saying, tell me what movies you want, and I'll get them for you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, how do I get them to you? If you have a hard drive, bring it to me, and I will put them on the hard drive. If you don't, I have brand new hard drives from Best Buy, and I will put them on. Oh my gosh! I'm like, that is so illegal. So illegal.
Yeah. Not even trying to hide.
No.
I would have said I've got hard drives with movies on them. If I was even going to do anything, I'd say I have hard drives with movies on them. Let me know what movies you want, and I'll let you know if it's there or something like that. Like, that's a less scummy, but still scummy way to do it.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
So, Josh, I know you like doing what other podcasts do.
Oh, is this your original idea?
Yeah. Is your butt feeling warm?
Uh-oh.
Because you're in the hot seat.
Da, 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 da. As soon as you say butt being warm, I know where I'm in.
So, this, for anybody who doesn't know, I just got a series of questions to ask Josh.
Uh-oh.
He's in the hot seat.
Is this going to be a continuing segment, or do I have to put you in the hot seat next week? Next month?
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay. I need prep time.
We'll see how mad Trav gets.
He doesn't listen.
That's probably true. So, your favorite guilty pleasure band or song?
My guilty pleasure
band or song.
Guilty pleasure band or song.
Like Girls Just Want to Have Fun would be a good example. Or
there was, it's probably even worse than that, because Girls Just Want to Have Fun is probably just a good song. There's a Nicki Minaj song that I really like.
Okay. Sounds like a good candidate. Do you know the name? You know the lyric?
It's been a while since I've listened to it, but
any lyrics? No. Okay. You'll think of it and you'll tweet it out later.
Yeah, it's not Anaconda, if that's what you're worried.
I don't know that song.
You should watch that music video. Don't watch that music video.
The fact that you know it so well.
Listen, there's been a bunch of guys in my house, and sometimes Nicki Minaj videos get put on because of how ridiculous they are. Quote unquote. All right. Yes, there's
next question. Okay, your next question is cereal soup?
Cereal a soup. So I think that soup needs to be hot. You wouldn't have a cold soup. Because
I'm pretty sure it exists, but I'll take that argument.
I'm sure
I don't
it exists,
mind it.
But it's not good. I don't know. I don't care. So for me, soup has to be hot. So no, I don't think cereal is a soup.
Okay. I like cereal being its own thing.
Okay.
So. If you had to kiss an animated Disney character, who would it be?
Oh, Goofy, hands down.
This is totally not the way I expected that to go. But then again, that's the same way that it went on Polykill. So,
who else could it be? Honestly,
yeah, I would just say that to my answer would have been a female.
I mean, it's too obvious. Too obvious, man.
That's probably true, but I'm not creative enough. So, tacos or pizza?
Oh, dang! You got me on this one. Because I just had this conversation with my wife tonight that I was like, Mexican food is my favorite food. Like, I love Mexican food. But I also love pizza. And I probably eat more pizza than I do Mexican food. Okay, it has to be tacos, you said, right?
Yeah.
Tacos and pizza. I'm going to have to go pizza then. I think if you would put a different Mexican food there, it would go to the Mexican food. But I think I don't eat enough tacos for me to justify it. I think I eat more pizza. Yeah.
That's all right. Last question. What is the weirdest smell you've ever smelled?
Oh. Okay. I have a story with this one. When I lived overseas, I used to watch movies when I was supposed to be doing school. I was homeschooled, so there was no real teacher around to make sure I was doing my schoolwork. So I was in my little cubicle doing my work by myself. And I just bought the movie Desperado, which is it's a Robert Rodriguez movie, which is kind of like he's like a Quentin Tarantino protege or friend or something like that. Anyways, very violent, very gory, and there was a shootout scene in a bar, and I was watching that, and I was just so engrossed in it. While they were shooting, you could see gun smoke and everything going off, and while I was watching this gun smoke going off on screen, I was smelling something that smelled like gun smoke. I've never smelled gun smoke in my life. I was just like, what? This is either my brain is tricking me, and I think that a gunfight is actually happening, and my senses are being tricked. I was so engrossed in the movie, I didn't look over. So power outages are different. Power voltages and amperages are different overseas than they are here. So we had a laptop from Canada, and we had to put it into a transformer, a portable transformer. There was no travel adapters back in the day when we were there that they have now.
Yeah.
So we had this giant brick that weighed like 5 pounds that had one outlet in it that would convert 220 to 110.
Yeah. Okay.
So my laptop was plugged into that transformer. That transformer was plugged into the wall. And I
have watching the movie on this laptop.
And I'm watching the movie on that laptop while it's plugged into the transformer. I look up and that transformer is smoking. Like just this like electrical smoke smell thing that it's the most stingiest thing that's ever been in my nostrils. It sucked. And then I had to...
It was smell-o-vision the whole time.
Yes, it was rough. I think that's the weirdest smell I've ever had. And then I had to go to my dad and explain why I blew up his transformer watching a movie. And those things weren't cheap. They were a couple $100 back in the day.
Yeah, no doubt. Especially if it weighed 5 pounds.
Yeah. Yep, there it is.
Also Selma Hayek.
Ah, perfect.
That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Beauty. I think that's
your hot seat.
Oh, thank you. That was the first movie I saw Selma Hayek in, so very memorable.
Might have been the first one I saw with her in it too. I don't remember now for sure.
It's definitely the only one you remember seeing her in. Let's be fair.
Well, no, Dogma.
Okay.
Good enough.
But more memorable than Desperado?
No.
Yeah, that's...
Well, Dogma's good for all different reasons.
Yes.
Yeah.
But is it memorable for Selma Hayek?
No.
We're going to get in trouble.
She takes her pants off in that movie, but
whoa.
She's...
Kid-friendly podcaster.
But she's a muse. She's not human in Dogma. Yeah.
Yes, very true. Well, thank you. Thank you for the hot seat.
Yeah.
My bum is cooling down now. We'll see if it comes back next episode. We'll see if people get mad.
Or start answering their own versions of the same question.
Okay, let's put it this way. Let's do a call out. If people want it to continue, we need some audience participation. You either need to private message Derek or I with questions that you want for a hot seat for the other person. I think that should be.
Yep. You can even just message us and say you liked it. That's fine too.
Yes, but if
but I would really like you to tweet at Not So Special Pod with your own answers.
Yes, I would love your own answers. And if you want, I'm taking question donations.
Yeah, questions should be in private messages. Though. Yeah.
I'm taking
just so
question
they can actually be used.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I have.
I thought I was running over my cord, but I'm okay.
Ah. Is it on fire? Is it smoking?
No, thank God, no smoke yet. One of these days it's going to happen. Speaking of movies, what movies have you seen? Anything good recently?
No. I've watched TV shows lately. What were we watching? My wife and I are watching Forever on Amazon Prime, just because my sister-in-law said, "Oh, use our Prime."
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'll try it out, see if there's anything there. So we started watching Forever, which is with Fred, I forget his last name, but the guy from Portlandia.
Okay.
And the woman who I cannot remember her name, but she was in Idiocracy. She played the prostitute in that.
I haven't seen Idiocracy. So.
Okay. She's in lots of other movies, but I can't remember what her name is or what the movies are. But anyway, she's a comedian. It's an all right movie, or all right TV show so far. We also finished Schitt's Creek, which was really good.
Okay.
And we finished the last season of Superstore, which was also good.
Okay. Good.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna, not movie related, but I was gonna ask if you have any idea why Madden NFL 12 for PS2 goes for like $40.
No. Is it the cover athlete? Is it the last?
It's the same. It's the same dude on PS3, and it's the PS3 one's worth $6. So that's what I'm thinking too. Is maybe it's the last one for that console.
Yeah, it could be the last game for that console.
Let's just try Madden 13. Totally off topic, but yeah, it looks like it's the last one for PS2. That's the reason. Anyway, I picked one up for a good price the other day, so I gotta put that for sale.
Put that up there.
Yeah.
Well, it's worth something.
Yeah. Well, PS2 so far has been not dropping in price as far as I've seen. Like it's constantly going up, kind of like GameCube.
Yeah.
Not as high as GameCube, but
yeah, GameCube is so ridiculous right now. I watched a movie.
I'm sure I've seen some other movies and TV shows, but I can't remember what. Yes.
I watched Love and Monsters on Netflix.
What is that?
It's kind of like it's post-apocalyptic. This isn't spoilers because it happens intro in the movie where there's an asteroid headed for Earth, and so Earth sent a bunch of nukes up to hit the asteroid and blow it up, and they did, and then all the radiation and chemicals came down from those missiles back down to Earth and mutated all the bugs and animals, and then they all take over the planet, and now everyone's living in bunkers underground.
So now I need to watch this.
It's fun. It's a fun movie. I enjoyed it. The main actor, I think it's like Dylan O'Brien or something like that. He was the main actor in Maze Runner, which I also liked.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't mind Maze Runner.
He's a very I think they cast him because he runs well. He's a very animated runner, which he runs in this movie too. And as soon as I see him running, I'm just
that is not something you hear about somebody very often.
I know, but every time I see him run, I'm just like, it's Maze Runner. He's just maze running right now. You know how Tom Cruise he has a run, right?
No, I have no idea.
Yeah. Watch Tom Cruise runs in every movie as his, and he runs the same way.
I have not noticed, but then again, I have not seen that many Tom Cruise movies.
So, yeah, it's good. Watch it. Watch Love and Monsters. Okay. Cynthia might like it as well. It's not.
I think that as soon as I explain anything about it, she will say no.
It's a love story.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna make up for the bugs being mutated part.
Oh, that's not. That's like so minimal. It's so minimal.
She will not even. We've also been watching the TV show Call Me Kat with Blossom.
Okay.
It's her own TV show. It's decent. It's laughable.
Good.
I'm also watching Letterkenny.
Okay.
Season 7 of that.
I didn't get past season 1.
What?
I like season 1. I think we've had this conversation already, but
okay,
I think
it's possible.
I liked season 1, but I was by the end of season 1, I'm like, it's kind of the same thing happening over and over.
It seems
so maybe it's different.
To change it up more later.
Yeah, maybe it changes. It just
so far, but I don't have all of them consistent like in a row, so it's kind of jumping around the way I'm watching it.
Okay.
I've also seen random episodes here and there, and yeah, but I'm still enjoying it a lot.
Yeah, it is a good show from what I remember.
It just makes me laugh because it's so much like growing up in a small town like I did. It reminds me exactly and they're also from the main guy is from Listowel.
Yeah. So
the story is basically about Listowel, and yeah, I do remember telling that before, but yeah.
What else did I watch? I watched I was watching through. I've been trying to catch up on some of like classic movies that I haven't seen.
Okay.
That I've seen the remakes of.
I have a lot of those I want to see. Yeah.
So one I watched a couple months ago, but I think it was before we even. Maybe it was before we even started this podcast. I wanted to watch the original Italian Job because I hear so much about it, and I liked the remake because it came out when I was impressionable teen. I watched the original because everyone says, "Oh, it's different and it's better than the original or the remake." And I watched it, and to be honest, I did not think it was better than the remake. I think the remake has much more style to it.
Okay.
In my opinion, and I could be. It's not like my opinion.
Didn't Kevin just say he watched the original recently?
I don't know.
I thought he was just talking about it at least.
Maybe he did.
Because he was talking about some things that are not exactly politically correct or allowed or frowned upon now.
Yeah.
I forget what it was. Yelling or hitting the kid, maybe it was, or something like that. I don't remember what that was he was referring to.
Maybe.
But yeah.
And
I don't think I've ever seen it. The original.
It's fine. It's also weird for me, like knowing who Michael Caine is now, seeing him as a younger person, basically being like the playboy.
Yeah.
And you're just like, it's not how I see Michael Caine, right? So, and then the most recent one I watched was, as terms of classic movies, was the original Ocean's 11.
Okay. Yep.
Same thing. I really like Ocean's 11, the remake. I was like, I need to watch the original because I hear it's very classic, and it's got Sammy Davis Jr. and Frank Sinatra and all these guys in it. But I think it came out again for its time, and they were very focused on, hey, these are musicians and singers and stuff. We're gonna have them perform a musical number during the movie, and you're like, and it's it's fine for the movie in its day, but I think it kind of loses some of its appeal as it goes on. And then I rewatched the remake, Ocean's 11, and I think the remake is much better. I think it has way more style, way more suave. I don't know. It's just.
I always remember liking the original one. I didn't even realize there was. Sorry, remember liking the remake. Yeah. I didn't realize that it was a remake.
Yeah,
when I first saw it.
So.
Huh.
But yeah, just my opinion. And then I've been listening to Frantic Josh's Box Office Bliss podcast.
Oh.
And they've been talking about the Fast and Furious franchise.
Mm-hmm.
And like both, I mean, a spoiler for that show, but they like the movies. I mean, they wouldn't be doing a series about the movies if they didn't like them. But it's gotten me back to like, I'm gonna go back and watch the Fast and Furious stuff. So I'm currently going through on my lunch breaks. I'm watching the first Fast and Furious, and I still like it. I don't care what anyone says.
I would still like the first one. I don't know if I like any of the others.
I honestly, they're ridiculous movies. The more you go on, and that's what I'm there for. I'm there for the set pieces. I'm there to watch things explode. I'm here to watch cars go fast. I'm here to watch big dudes punch each other. I'm just there for a good time, and that's exactly what that is. I could care less about the story. The story is there loosely, just kind of tie everything together.
Did you know there was a 1939 Fast and Furious movie?
I think they did mention that.
But it's totally
very different. Yeah, very different.
Beauty pageant, something or other. Yeah, okay. I think I never saw Tokyo Drift. I'm pretty sure that's where I dropped off the
You're
series.
not missing much with that one. It's fine, but they end up retconning most of it anyway, so. Funny, I guess I can put in. So, Box Office Bliss is going to do like a family reunion show where people can submit their memories and stuff about Fast and Furious. So, if you're interested, go check out them and submit your Fast and Furious memories. I probably will add one as well, but I can put some here. Too Fast, Too Furious. Oh, obviously, Fast and Furious I watched on a computer monitor from a bed, like across the screen, and it was like a 4x3, like small monitor. That's how I originally watched it, and didn't think much of it at the time, but of course over time it grows and grows. Too Fast, Too Furious is the one I've watched the most because we had it on VHS. Yeah, VHS.
On VHS.
Yeah. Had that on repeat, and that's when I was living overseas, and I had to import it. I had to get someone who was coming back to the country to bring it with them, so just had it going on and on. And Tokyo Drift was the first one I saw in theaters, and I had just got my driving license, and I drove late at night out to the theater to go watch a movie. I watched Tokyo Drift in the theater by myself, and then drove back home, feeling like a race car driver.
So I can't remember if it was the first or second, but one of them I watched at a drive-in movie theater.
Ooh.
In my parents' Geo Tracker.
Classic.
With the roof off.
Nice.
With the subwoofer pumping, because I installed a subwoofer in that thing.
So sharing your sound with everyone else.
And I had lights installed at the corners of the front windshield that would cycle through all the different colors. Yeah.
Were you very popular at the drive-in with that setup?
I think I fit right in. We'll just say that. Especially in a small town where everybody knows everybody. Well, it was the town over because my town didn't have a drive-in movie theater, but the one next to us did.
Oh, that's funny.
But I can't remember which movie it was, whether it was the first one or the second one. I would think it would be the second one because the first one came out in 2001.
Yeah, 2001.
Which would have been when I was going into grade 11.
Yeah, sounds all right. So, yeah, good time.
But me driving, I got my license late as well, so it could have easily been grade 12.
I've only been to drive-in a couple of times. The last time I was at a drive-in was a triple feature at the Mustang, which is in Guelph, for anyone curious. So a town over. And I had just bought a new car, which is my old car now, but I bought my Ford Focus. It's a 2012 Ford Focus. I drove it. I was like, oh, it's a brand new car. I got my two friends. It's going to be basically like an all-nighter. Like, it starts at like 10 p.m. and it goes to like 4 a.m., right? Like, by the time you're done. The problem is with newer cars, you can't shut the headlights off. So the Mustang is out in like a farmer's field in the middle of the bush.
Yeah.
So if I had to, and it was also a hot night. So if I opened the windows, because I wanted to shut the car off, so the lights weren't on, it got so hot in there because there was 3 dudes hanging out in the car. So it gets hot, so you open the windows. If you open the windows, the mosquitoes all come in and eat you alive. And so we spent the entire, I think the first movie was one of the Transformers movies that we didn't care about. We spent the whole entirety of that first movie trying to like figure out how to shut the lights off on the Focus.
You put the e-brake on?
didn't work.
Oh, sometimes that
didn't
works.
work.
Okay.
One of my friends is a mechanic, and he couldn't figure it out. He was looking it up online, couldn't figure. He was laying upside down in the passenger seat. He had the fuse box out, and he was pulling fuses, trying to get the headlights to go out, and they wouldn't go out. Apparently, they're hardwired in the system, and they just, if the car is on, the headlights are on.
Nice.
So, good to know. And for the next movie, I found some rags in the trunk, and so I ended up opening the hood and like laying the rags over the headlights, and then shutting the hood on the rags so they would stay there.
Oh God. Yep.
And so we could enjoy the last two movies with some AC. Crazy.
I found photos of my ride for the movie.
Ooh. Can you do
I could share them with you, but I can't share them.
That's okay. Do a screen share. I want to see it. I will describe it if I have to.
All right. Here, let's see if this works. This is. Is that still working?
Yeah, it's working.
All right.
Okay. Dang, that is
there's
nice car.
The Geo Tracker.
So it's the
in white.
Yeah, the convertible.
I had a burned CD hanging from the rearview mirror.
Oh, that's your radar deflector.
Yeah, exactly. I had a color changing light from the middle.
Yep.
Plugged into there.
Nice.
The aftermarket stereo I installed.
That is a sexy stereo.
Right? The aftermarket speakers in the back, some Pioneer 6x9s, and then my Bazooka 10-inch subwoofer with my Alpine amplifier. And the lights you can see.
What was that? Is that all rust on the front of that?
Oh, it's all rusted out. This, to be fair, this is also 2 years after the movie would have came out, or a year after, depending on which one it is. And this tracker went through my brother learning to drive standard on it, my other brother learning to drive standard on it, my sister learning to drive standard on it, me learning to drive standard on it, plus my dad drove it to back and forth to work for years and years. It went through, it was standard, and my brother and I and my sister each taught people how to drive standard on that vehicle as well. Oh, man.
And you never blew a transmission?
It owed us nothing at all.
You didn't blow a clutch? You didn't blow a clutch?
Original clutch up until 280,000 kilometers.
Wow, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Especially with that many people learning to drive standard on it.
I think I'm up.
My family.
I think I'm up to 280.
My family loves the Geo Tracker.
Honestly, they're fun little runarounds.
I should show you my Geo Tracker. That's might as well since we're here. Here is my Geo Tracker if it'll open. So mine was I bought a couple years later.
Ooh, a nice red one
with low profile tires.
Yeah, it makes your gaps look huge.
Yeah, it did. It definitely did. That's like one of the only pictures up until the day I crashed it.
Oh, rip tracker.
A rip tracker indeed. Rolled it.
Oh, you rolled it. Dang.
Yeah. That was not its fault. That was ice on the road.
Well, I think those things were pretty known for rolling anyway.
Yeah, any car would have rolled in that situation, though.
I guess.
Pretty sure. Anyway, enough about my cars.
Man.
This thing keeps asking me to rate the sharing.
How's the sharing? Man.
I don't know. I wasn't watching it. I was sharing it.
Seemed okay on my end.
Perfect.
I could see what you were sharing, so that means it was working.
Right?
I don't know what more you want.
That's all we can ask for. Podcast listeners can't see what I was sharing, but
that's okay.
That's all right.
That's their fault for not being in our Discord while we talk about it.
Maybe you've invited me.
Oh, that's a Patreon exclusive. That's at the $2 tier.
Only $2?
Only $2 tier to be invited to watch. If you want to participate, that's a $3 tier.
There you go. Yeah, only $3? That's a good deal.
I mean, we could do
We don't have a Patreon. Did you create a Patreon and not tell me?
I'm going to now. $1 will be you get to see the video podcast. 2 is you get to listen to it live while we do it. but you don't get to participate. And then 3 is you participate in the podcast with us. I think that's only fair.
Sounds great.
How many people we got signing up for that? Let us know.
Just me and you.
I don't think we count.
Why are we paying ourselves? All we're doing is giving Patreon money here.
We can call ourselves.
It's like doing an eBay sale from me to you.
We call ourselves the CEOs, though.
Only eBay's. Yeah.
Man.
Chief Engineering Officer. No. That's a different thing altogether.
The CDO, the Chief Discord Officer.
There you go. CPO, Chief Podcast Officer.
Ooh, there we go. See, we got names. So after last episode where we talked about our greatest injuries, I think 2 days after that I injured myself.
Oh God. Should we play the...
I was going to say, we need the R3...
Ramble, record, repeat. I hurt myself today.
Yes. I was thinking about trying to rip it from them, but that seems like too much work.
I could totally do that.
I
already have their podcasts all downloaded on USB stick. In my bag.
I hurt myself today. I was late for work. I ran... So... I always feel like I have to repeat it, but I work in the garbage industry. My clothes sometimes are dirty. And even though sometimes you wash them, sometimes things stay around. So anyways, all of my work clothes stay downstairs. So I was running down my basement steps in my bare feet to hurry up and get ready for work. And I slipped. And I landed on my hip, and then I fell down the stairs. And
assault injury, yeah.
And I lay there for a good 2 or 3 minutes just going, ow, ow, ow. My wife heard the fall, and she thought our son had fallen out of bed.
Oh, God.
So she got up, and she went and checked on him. She's like, oh, he's fine. And then I think she thought about, oh, maybe it was Josh. So meanwhile, I'd gotten up and I went to get ready for work. And then I was coming up the stairs and she came down and she's like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I fell down the stairs. So she was concerned, but I was obviously, it was very, very sore. I have a bad back anyway. See last episode for why. And so I just kind of suffered through the rest of it. Oh, and then I went up to go to my car to go to work, and I had a flat tire, so that was fun. Made me even later for work.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So then I had to steal my wife's car to go to work. Anyways, it wasn't until later that I took basically Tylenol or Advil, whatever was available to get me through the day. I got home, hopped in the shower, and that's when I saw a bruise the size of a dinner plate on my hip and back. It was massive. I think it's the biggest bruise I've ever had. Maybe our second biggest bruise I've ever had.
Second.
But yeah, it was rough, and it took me a good week to recover. And even now, it's the bruising is all gone, but I can still kind of feel it if you push in the right spot. So it's yeah, not fun. Not fun at all.
I didn't talk about hurting my back last time, did I?
No, I don't think so.
All right. It's not very interesting because it's boring. I just hurt my back at work lifting.
Shouldn't lift.
Well, yeah, that's the problem is I shouldn't have to lift for what I'm doing, but at the same time we do.
Yeah.
So we were testing this piece of equipment for work that's very specialized and for one specific customer, and part of it means we had to drive a truck down a narrow road, a van down a narrow road with a trailer on, and at the end of the road turn around, but there's not enough room to turn around.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to get out and unhook the trailer, turn it around by hand, in the snow, and then turn the van around, hook it back on. After doing that 5 or 6 times with people who don't know how to lift a trailer, it hurt.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah. So that was with my temporary boss as well. Lifting with the other guy, it was no problem because, you can lift with somebody. You just know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
If they know what they're doing, and you guys are sharing the weight and stuff like that. But when someone's not, or they lift all the weight, then don't, and then lift all the weight and then don't, and then pull weird ways. Anyway, hurt my back for like a month, pretty much.
Man.
It was painful, but yeah.
Back injuries are not fun.
It seems better now. I don't have any problems. So a bit of stretching here and there, and then some VR exercising. Part of the reason I started doing that as well was to help with this.
It's all fine until you go to lift something else.
Yeah, and the problem is I have to lift things for my work a lot. We have the drone in a big case.
Yeah.
I have to lift that case into my car or into the work van all the time. So
yeah.
And not in good positions. Like I need to lift it into my car and then put it in the car. And my subwoofer's in the back of the car, so I can't, like in the back of the Forester that I'm driving. So I had to put it in the back seat, which means being more careful not to scratch the car and hit the door and all that stuff. Yeah.
The joys. I can't, I always find it funny how you hurt yourself at work, and I don't hurt myself. I only hurt myself at home, and then I pay for it at work. Because, I'm sitting in...
That's what used to happen to me. On weekends, I would hurt myself.
Because I think you're just relaxed, and you're like, oh, it's fine, whatever. Like, some of the stuff I do at work, I mean, I probably shouldn't admit to it on a podcast, but, like, I do some things I'm just like, if I did this wrong, I would really get hurt. I don't get hurt, but then I come home and then I slip on stairs.
Walk down the stairs. I told you I cracked my toe or whatever, fractured my toe walking down the stairs. So I can't blame you.
I think it's like, maybe it's when you're at work, you're just like, oh, I know this is dumb or dangerous and I could get hurt. And so you're more careful. But when you're at home, maybe it's just like, whatever, I'm just at home. I can just do whatever I want.
But I'm not doing dumb stuff at home. Like walking down the stairs.
I know, but you let your guard down, I guess, because you're so comfortable. As I would say, like, most car crashes happen within, like, 5 minutes of home because you let your guard down because you're so used to it. You're used to that area of town, or...
I just figured it was you're most commonly within 5 minutes of home. That's the way I looked at that. I guess.
I've heard arguments for both, and I've heard most people just say, once you know where you are and you're very familiar, you let your guard down. And that's when most accidents happen.
Yeah.
You're overconfident and shouldn't be, and that kind of thing. So.
Yeah. Carrying a basket of laundry down the stairs. Which was my fracture my toe thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So let that be a lesson to all the guys. Do not try to carry all the groceries into the house in one trip.
Yeah.
Take 2. You'll be fine. Not going to hurt you.
Or is the lesson to hurt yourself at work instead of at home?
Yes. Do that too. As long as you can claim workman's comp.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that.
Some places
Probably
don't.
Should have at least taken a couple days off, but I did not.
I had my one friend got hurt at work. And again, I don't know how legal this was, but he could have claimed workman's comp, but his boss just said, go home for a couple of days and I'll pay you out those days so I don't have to do paperwork.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, he went home for like 3 days and then the weekend, and he got paid to be at home, and then he just came back to work and he was fine. So
just hope it doesn't ever escalate into something worse. That's all.
Yeah.
I think that's the main reason to report it and cover your butt.
Well, he doesn't work there anymore, so.
There you go.
He should be fine. So. Well, does that do it for an episode? If we go longer,
Maybe.
if we go longer than this, people will stop listening if they haven't already.
Not the true fans. True fans will listen no matter what we do.
We have someone somewhere saying, "No, more, please."
Exactly. It's Josh in his truck.
Dang it! Why did I end this podcast so early? Dang you, Josh.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the whole reason we do the podcast is so you have something to listen to in your truck.
Except I listen to it enough when I edit it, so I don't actually listen to it in my truck. But
Okay.
we'll see.
Granted,
If I'm bored enough, I do.
If it counts for anything, my Audacity says I have enough disk space remaining for 600 hours left of recording.
Oh, okay.
So, just so you know. So we got to go until I fill that up.
I've got 31 hours, so maybe we should just keep going.
Yeah, exactly.
What?
I'll just walk away and leave this recording.
And I'll post the whole thing. Someone's gonna be like, look at it, be like, what the heck is this 30-hour podcast?
If only we did that on April 1st.
Oh man, I couldn't imagine how long that would take to
April
render
1st.
the video portion.
Luckily, we don't do the video portion, so we're good.
Not yet, but for our Patreon,
Not until Patreon.
one.
Podcast producers, right? Our Patreon podcast producers.
Yes. If you want to,
As so many podcasts.
if you want to
say.
shout out in the show, please contribute $1.
Yeah.
So
Until that gets to be too many people, and then we stop shouting them out and move it up to the next year. And
yeah, too much work. All right, Derek, take us out.
Thank you for listening to episode 5 of the Not So Special podcast with Derek and Josh. I don't remember if you have an actual sign off.
I just make it up. I don't really.
You can find Josh on the internet at creepleet1337 because he's creepy and leet.
I'm both of those things.
Pretty much everywhere at DEGE13 or Deej13 or whatever else you want to say for it. Doesn't matter. It's just my initials. That's all I got.
Follow us on Twitter at Not So Special Pod.
There's that. Yeah. YouTube, Not So Special Podcast. I think it is.
Yes. One day we'll get it right and write it down, but
nah.
I like fumbling around at the end. Look for.
It makes the podcast longer.
I'm gonna stretch this out for another 5 minutes yet. Look for me on the.
There's got to be somebody's sign off we can copy or something.
We just copy a different one every week. Find a new podcast.
Crash the plane.
Yeah. Crash the computer. Look for me on the Cartridge Club Wind Waker podcast whenever that shows up in your feed. We usually do. Cartridge Club usually does like a live, like a YouTube premiere of the episode when they put it out. And anyone in the on the podcast usually tries to be in the chat for those shows. So I will try to be there. If it's out, look for an announcement on, I guess, Twitter. That's where it'll be. Cartridge Club on Twitter.
And you probably YouTube if you subscribe and there's a premiere coming up.
It'll be there.
Yeah.
We didn't do a Q&A this episode. But you can always send us questions, comments, and stuff. Or hot seat questions on Twitter. If you don't have Twitter, some people don't, you can also comment on the video portion of this on YouTube, and we can find it there as well.
You froze for me again, but
it all made sense. It all made sense to me. You don't need to hear it. It's okay.
I just hope I didn't talk over you, but you can just edit that. It's fine.
Who edits?
We'll fix it in post.
Editing? I got 2 swears to put out today. That's a.
I swore today?
Twice.
I didn't even know.
It was good. It was a good episode.
I was trying not to at all.
Well, one of them I could possibly let slide, so we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling.
Was it Selma Hayek? It was probably Selma Hayek.
No, I don't think it was. All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We'll see you all next month for our finale of our pizza bet.
Post it.
Cha-ching.